Alive? You have no way of telling. I have no way of telling if I'm live right now. What is going on? Let's see. Yeah, I guess I am live. So, folks, welcome to another Hump Day Real Estate with Kendell in the DMV. That's been my first time live in a little while. I was having some technical difficulties. Today, we're going to answer three main questions that most people may have about in the real estate market with home buying. When will mortgage rates come down? When will mortgage rates come down? What will it take for prices to come down? Will I be able to find a home when I'm ready or if I'm ready to move? But before we even jump into all of that, we're going to talk about what's going on with the interest rates and the Fed. So let me see if I can find my, already had a little technical difficulty there. Let's see if we can avoid some of that. Let's try to find my slides. Let's go. What's wrong with? We are in trouble today. Why can't I find my slides? Let's see. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. My first day back and a bunch of technical difficulties. I didn't even know if I was live. So this is what we're going to do. So we're just going to talk about this. The Federal Reserve does not, I repeat, does not set mortgage rates. Some reason folks think that, but that's not the case. The Federal Reserve do not set mortgage rates. Although the rates can be influenced by the Fed's monetary policy. Okay. They do not influence the mortgage rate. And all eyes are on their next move. So everybody wants to know what happens when the Feds are cutting rates, etc. But the chart I was trying to get for you actually shows where in May 2022, the inflation was at 5.3 or something. And now it's down around 2.7 and around 2%. It's kind of where the Feds want it. So you see how you could, with me saying that to you, the inflation has gone down. So this is why the Feds haven't been cutting. They held back on cutting the rate the last quarter, I believe, because inflation is showing to be almost near where they want it. And so that's why that Fed rate is doing one thing. But we have to be mindful that the banks control the mortgage rate, and we don't know why they're holding tight. But I do have some information for you if you hang around, because there's a way for you home buyers to get a lower interest rate. I'll talk about that in a little bit if you hang tight. So one of the things they're looking at in the direction of inflation is exactly what I just talked about, that 2% mark, and how close can they get to that or get near it before they actually make any changes. And since inflation has come down over the past year and it's holding pretty steady, the odds look good that they may continue to cut, the Feds may continue to cut the rates. Now, we haven't seen that so far, but we're speculating that hopefully something happens going into 2025 that makes that a little different. And so we have 3 questions or answers that I want to give you that 9 times out of 10, most of you out there have. And when will mortgage rates come down? What will it take for prices to come down? Will I be able to find a home if I move? When will mortgage rates come down? The trajectory of rates over the coming months will largely depend on 3 key factors: performance of the labor market, the outcome of the presidential election, and any possible reemergence of inflationary pressure. While volatility has been the theme of mortgage rates over the past several months, we expect stability to reemerge towards the end of November and into early December. Now, this comes from Mr. McLaughlin, who's a senior economist at Realtor.com. Where the jobs are for October. September to October, net changes in number of jobs by industry. Healthcare, social assistance, up by 51,300. Government, up by 40,000. Construction, up by 10,400. Make sure I'm in the right. No, wholesale traders, up by 10,400. Construction, 8,000. Information, 3,000. Mining and lodging, 1,000. Utilities, negative 1,700. Transportation, warehousing, negative 3,700. Leisure and hospitality, negative 4,000. Retail trade, negative 6,400. Manufacturing, negative 46,000. Professional plus business services, negative 47,000. Inflation is still not quite at the Fed's target rate. Now, this is what we were talking about before. This is the slide I was trying to get to. Now, you see over here, March 22nd, I said 2022, but it's March 22nd of this year. Inflation rate was up to 5.3%. Down to September 24th, got down to about 2.7. And this is where the Feds wanted at 2%. Home buyers hoping for another dip in mortgage rate by the end of the year will likely be disappointed. But the good news is we still expect the long run trend in rates to be downward as the fight against the pandemic induced inflation comes to an end. And again, this is from the senior economist from Realtor.com, Mr. McLaughlin. Mortgage rates and projections, 30-year fixed rate as of 11/13/2024. Look at how this started at mid or for 4 years. And then it goes down and down and down in 2021. It started at 4%. And then it spiked up in the fourth quarter, 2022, up around 6.5, 7. And so as you see, Fannie Mae forecast is in the orange here, where the rates are projected to go going into 2025. And in the green is the NBA forecast, and Wells Fargo's forecast is the little blue dots. The National Association of Realtors forecast is the little light lines here. So looks like it's hovering around 6% is where we expected the rates to kind of go, or kind of stay at. Right around 6%, between 5.5%, 6%. I don't think that there's going to be any huge swings down into the 5% range. Our expectation is that rates are going to be in the 6% range as we move into 2025. So that's just going to be it. What will it take for prices to come down? And I'm hoping, because I'm trying something different with the slide, I'm hoping we're getting all of this. Builders aren't overbuilding, they're catching up. So we still have the inventory situation that we're actually dealing with. And if we look from 2010 to 2020, it's been underbuilding. Building has been down. 2005 was when things spiked very, very high. But remember, 2005 ran into 2008, which was the Great Recession and the collapse of the real estate market. Home price appreciation will be particularly tepid, with many markets seeing little or no change in prices. Oh. That's come from the Mr. McBride at Bankrate. I don't know, I question that just a tiny bit. Home prices are forecast to rise in 2025. Appreciation of 11/5/2024. Average of all 2.5. Goldman Sachs at 4.4. Wells Fargo says 4.3. Fannie Mae says 3.6. HPES, I had to find out who that is. I seen that. I can't remember what that is. 3.1. Morgan Stanley. Zelman Associates 2.3. NARD 1.8. MBA 1.6. Freddie Mac 0.6. And Moody's Analytics 0.3. So this is what the speculation of home prices rising in 2025. And something happened there that I don't think was supposed to happen. Will I be able to find a home if I move? I think you will. Yeah, something happened. So there were 29.2 more percent more homes actively for sale on a typical day in October compared with the same time in 2023, marking the 12th consecutive month of annual inventory growth and the highest count since December 2019. So the market is showing that inventory is picking up. And a lot of folks that's been on the fence, they probably can't hold off anymore. So let's see where this ends up taking me, because I think it's going to mess me up. Yeah, it did. All right, guys, that jacked me up a little bit. But that's basically the end of that slide anyway. Let's go back to the. So, with all that being said, we talked about what will make the mortgage rates come down. We talked about what to make the prices come down. We talked about the reason why you should be able to find a home. I think you will. Now, I will add in there, though, the question is, when they say, will you be able to find a home? The question becomes, will you be able to find a home like exactly like you want it? This is my opinion. Because I think the market is going to be flooded with homes that are probably are not as desirable as most home buyers may be looking for. And so when we get to that, talk about the pros and cons of buying a home now. One of the pros is that you can lock in the current home price. You can lock in the current home price. You can also, well, I'm hearing that the interest rate might be at a 53-year low. Well, we got to question that as well, right? We got to go back and look at the research and see exactly what those numbers are. So you can also refinance if the rate. Now, this is what I try to educate people on, because right now, if you buy a home right now and everybody else is on the fence, what do you think happens if you buy at the higher interest rate and next year when everybody is, 2025, I want to buy, what happens? The home prices go up. So we're going to talk about that as well. One of the cons it might be a lot of work to do a refinance when you're finally ready to refinance. Oh, one pro is you can get in and build equity now. That's the reason to possibly buy a house now. You can't start building anything unless you get into something. So we gotta think about that. The other con is, what happens if there's a better home come on the market in 2025? I'll tell you this, that happens whether it's now or later. There's always a possibility of a better home coming when you go to buy. It's, you got to be in the right place at the right time. Home prices could drop. They could drop. We don't know. So here's some of the pros of waiting. Could possibly get a lower rate. Possibly. There's no guarantee in that. You could actually save up more capital and help you buy the home. Right? That could be a reason to wait. There could be an increase of inventory, which gives you more choices if you wait. But like I was getting to earlier, one of the cons is you could end up paying more for your home if you wait. And of course, you got to pay rent while you're waiting. So, rent's pretty high, isn't it? And the biggest of it all is complete uncertainty of whether or not the interest rates will actually come down. So in summary, even though we're at the end of the year, we don't have much of 2024, but in the winter months, everybody is going into holiday mode. Could this be your opportunity to get your home at your price at the current interest rate? And if the interest rates go down in 2025, you are already in your home. You have already possibly created some equity. Why? Because as the interest rates go down, home prices will go up. Something to think about. Marcellus Kendell is another hump day real estate. Kendell in the DMV. I'm signing off. Next week it'll be much better because I'm getting back into the groove. But I hope you enjoyed this evening's show. And if you have any questions, leave them in a comment or reach out to me. All my information is down in the description. Enjoy the rest of your week. God bless. Talk to you soon.